Jigsaw 4. Um, hmm. I actually thought this movie was pretty good. Like the dark tone, the mystery, suspenseful vibe. There's a lot of violence and gore in this movie, so if you're not a fan of that stuff, I would not recommend watching it. But I don't mind that stuff. I like the story. I thought that like the fact that time was of the essence and that there was more peril and danger in this movie. So the story goes the SWAT team are going out to rescue Officer Allison Carey. She was abducted in the third movie, and she was killed. So the SWAT team arrives. They find out what happened to Allison Carey. Officer Rigg is disappointed because each of his colleagues seem to die when they're on missions. So Officer Rigg, he quits the force. He goes home. His wife leaves him. And then a few hours later, he finds out that his house is booby trapped. So Jigsaw in this movie, he has abducted about 3 people, and Officer Rigg has to save them. 2 of them are criminals. One of them is Officer Eric Matthews, played by Donnie Wahlberg, apparently still alive in this movie. So Officer Rigg, he sees a woman, she's bound to a chair, she's tied up, and he's trying to rescue her, but the machine, it keeps cranking her hair back into the machine, and it's ripping her scalp in half. Officer Rigg eventually frees her, but too late because she bleeds out to death, so she could not be saved. Then Officer Rigg, he goes to a hotel. He finds a big dude. He's big, he's bald, he wears glasses, and he's a sex offender. He sees the pictures of him and his victims all over the wall, so he forces the guy to get into a trap. This trap is pretty brutal. Like, the trap, it gouges out his eyes. It eventually rips his body apart, so that guy's dead. So then Officer Rigg, he goes to the police department where his stuff began, and he finds 2 people trapped. And they're all covered in acupuncture needles. There's a father and there is a mother. We don't know where the child is at. And the only way to free yourself from the trap is that you have to pull the acupuncture needles from your stomach or wherever the needle was at. So the mother pulled the needles out. That caused the father to die. But apparently she lives on. So eventually the cops come on over. They're following Officer Rigg's movements, and they get caught in some traps, and 2 officers are killed almost immediately. They didn't know what hit them. So Officer Rigg, he goes to some type of factory where Eric Matthews is being held. There's also another officer that's being held captive, and that's Detective Hoffman. And the Jigsaw in this movie, supposedly, is a lawyer named Art Blank. He was a lawyer that represented John Kramer. Alright, he has Eric Matthews. His feet are trapped on an ice block. There's like an ice block above his head. And if it melts, the trap will electrocute Detective Hoffman. So Officer Rigg comes in. He shoots Art Blank. And the giant ice cube just crushes Eric Matthews' head. So he's dead. And then we get a twist revealed at the end that the real culprit is Detective Hoffman. He planned this whole thing. Alright, so in this movie there's 2 accomplices. There's John Kramer. He has an accomplice named Amanda, but another accomplice named Hoffman. And Hoffman was the one that orchestrated all of this. He was never really held captive. That was just part of the plan. And the reason why he was testing Officer Rigg, because Officer Rigg refused to listen. He didn't listen to Hoffman at the beginning of the movie about kicking open unsecure doors. He didn't listen to his wife, so he had to teach him a lesson. The lesson is to listen to your superiors and the people around you. There's also some flashbacks in this movie about John Kramer and his wife. I kind of enjoyed those. This movie, I thought it was pretty good. So, better than the third one, I would say yes. Better than the first one, yes. Better than the second one, I'm gonna say no. But to me, this film is my second favorite. As far as my thoughts on the traps in this movie, some people aren't really a fan of them, and I am because there is an explanation. Yeah, now yes, these traps are unwinnable. The victims have no chance to survive. But the explanation is that there is a new killer in town. John Kramer, he's dead. He doesn't run the shop anymore. A new killer does, and he plays by a whole different set of rules. And the rules are for the person playing the game. If they fail, someone's gonna get killed. So I don't have the problem with the people, getting killed in the traps and all, as long as it's not excessive. Now, the first trap I did think it was excessive. Like I was yelling at the TV for Officer Rick to just save the woman. But he let her bleed to death. As far as the sex offender, he got what was coming to him. And then the other officers, he couldn't really do much about it. So like I said, Saw 4, I'm going to give this a 10 out of 10. It's my second favorite in the series. I know some people out there don't like 4 through 7. I can kind of get your points, but I guess these are the movies that are for me. I don't know. But Saw 4, I thought it was pretty good. I'll see how Saw 5 is. This has been your Saw 4 review.